Hey, good afternoon, YouTube. Good day, good night, whatever it is for you right now. Just going to share some more thoughts and how the Walking Dead producers, writers, script writers, and everybody has failed us once again. I mentioned this last year in a video, which I'll link below, which wasn't quite as well thought out as what I'm about to talk about right now. But once again, this season, they've just skipped right over um, the winter season there in central North Georgia and the impacts it would have on the group and everything that might go along with that. You know, they've dealt with, person to person interaction, surviving, other groups and all kinds of other conflicts within the groups and dealing with different things, to deal with survival, shelter and getting food and everything and different situations that they've had to deal with on being on their own or being, whatnot. But they never show, they never have shown actually the group or any of the individuals actually having to go through the winter, what they had to do and what it would be like. Maybe it's because all the zombies would be frozen up. I don't know. I mean, Central Georgia there is not that cold, but it would definitely be cold enough to have an effect. I mean, they get below freezing temperatures a couple times a year. I mean, nothing dramatic, but anytime you get below 60, you're going to need something to stay warm and fuel and all the things that go along with that as far as clothing and everything else goes. Footwear, protection. I mean, you can look at the history, battles fought in the South in the Civil War, Chattanooga and some others where in the winter that it was downright, and they had frostbite injuries and cold weather injuries, just from that. It wasn't, then not to be snowing to have an effect. And I just think they failed. They've already detoured from the strict comic book line. I mean, they've took a good storyline and, went around it and made their own additions. And I just think they should delve into those things that would be required in the wintertime season, in the harsher weather environments, to really, I mean, it'd benefit a lot of people out there that don't understand the reality of you're fighting the zombies and the elements, because they show them fighting people and the zombies, which is hard enough, but there's a lot of other things they could add on to that, I think, and hopefully they do, because there's a lot of things they could cover on the, like what we're involved with, on here, as far as just preparing and getting ideas on how you deal without fuel and energy and things you'd have to do to get around that, to deal with cooler weather, cold weather even. So I guess that's my 10 cents. I'm just disappointed that they still haven't dealt with that. They skipped over the group foraging all winter the year before last, and this year they skipped over it again. They showed the end of the last season. They're coming out and you can see their breath in the morning and stuff, and then they skip right over it, and it's almost early summer. They got their crops in and everything else already when they start this season. So they just skipped right over it again, and it's unfortunate. They could have. I think it's a good opportunity, but they're trying to stick to a storyline too with the comic book. But again, they've detoured it from it enough that they need to start getting in gear and showing what it's like to really have to get out there and survive, and what you'd have to deal with. I mean, just to where they're at in the prison alone, it's like, how do they survive a winter without some sort of fuel? They would be harvesting trees out of there or something to stay warm, or of some effect to cook maybe, but you don't see any of that nearby there. I don't know. A little bit of realism that I would like. So a short rant, I guess, on the show, even though I do enjoy it overall. So we'll talk at y'all later, YouTube. Have a good day. Live free.